moment. In the bottom left we do have Vindicta, and in the top right we do have Astrea. Now let's have a quick look at this map. Now this should be your Reaper entrance. There's a second one over here. It's not marked yet. Might happen in the future. There's like a destructible, whatever this is, truck or train or something, to open up this ramp a little bit more. And you do have a ramp and a flat entrance into your natural. So the natural is pretty exposed actually. But if you manage to set up all of these high ground locations and just block the ramps, well then you're looking at a 4-base setup all on high ground, and that's pretty solid. Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, there's like the death zone here of these guys, and they're flat. I mean, everything's flat here. It's a radiation zone or something, I don't know. And then you can kind of go and grow into this location here as well, which is not that far off. So yeah, I'm interested in this map. It looks very unique in this kind of siegeable but holdable high ground. It's kind of funny to say, but it's an interesting concept, I think. Hello, Shield Battery. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing good. Just starting this series here, Astrea against Vindicta. It's gonna be a nice one. Cube, Beyond, Shin, Astrea. Yeah, looking forward to some Shin games later. But I feel like I might just want to stick with Astrea, see how far I can get. And this game is definitely going to be interesting. I feel like this map should tend itself to a lot of... It like feels that it should be good for siege units if you get in position, but if you fight out in the map and like have to walk across the map, it feels like siege units are just too exposed. Reaper coming in here is gonna jump up his spot here and it's gonna start to hit the drones. Can he kill a probe? No, he's already going back here. I like these small like things. They're just tiny blocks that the Reaper still needs to go around and he cannot go through. What is this? It's like a train? I don't know, like a spaceship? Not sure. Nuke Cola. I always love this when we have a new map. There's a lot of things to discover on the map. Stoker's gonna poke away at the Reaper. Reaper's trying to get away, should be able to escape here. What is this? I guess you can walk over it. And LOBS. This is Korean, I'm pretty sure. Reaper's coming in again. Can he find the tech? He did not see the third base. The third base is pretty fast. He does have a Hellion. The Hellion is going to work on the probes. He does get a probe with the Reaper. He does get another probe with that Hellion. He finds the tech as well. Pretty good scout here. And Astrea unfortunately did not manage to deny that. He's going to bring in his own hallucination now. So he will see everything that we're developing here on the side of Vindicta. But Vindicta did not see the space, and I feel like this is a little bit of a big one, but because this is pretty fast. Already halfway done at 4 minutes. That's quite fast here for a third base. Time for Solo to change its eclipse. Apparently the name change from Ragnarok was because he changed his name when he got into the GSL finals against Maru and got bopped there. And his parents went to the studio and they just didn't know what is Ragnarok, so they didn't even know his game attack till that point. Like, he was only playing as a professional for how many years until that? But yeah, they didn't even know, so that's why he changed to Shin, because I'm pretty sure Shin is just his last name. And yeah, there you go. He always loses that way to Maru. He can change his handle as many times as he wants, it doesn't matter. Robotics Bay on the way here. Charge on the way as well, and a little bit of a poke. Only 3 Stalkers though. They are gonna run into a tank, and the tank is gonna have a good time, but this supply depot doesn't really have a good time. Can he get it repaired? He does get it repaired. Nice save here. Marines are standing guard against these Stalkers trying to get in. There's still that one Widow Mine waiting in the medevac, and things are starting to shape up here for Vindicta. This +1 is about halfway done. Stim combat shields. This is going to be a 2-base push, but with Vindicta we are never sure if he's going to commit, and he will fall back. He will just have a big army, and he will fall back, and then he will just take another base. He kind of doesn't really snipe those observers as much, so you scout him and you see, hey, this is a big army, I need units. And then he just roams a little bit, but he doesn't commit. And behind that roaming, he just takes another base. That's a quick pull here, very nicely done. We do see an auto turret here on the other side though, the Raven parking inside that building there. Did get a couple of probes. He's gonna throw down one more, but shouldn't really get too much. No, he's focus firing, love to see this. He's gonna get 3 more, that's pretty nice. And the Raven's gonna get out. No, he's parking in the next building now. Medevac now also chilling inside that building. There should be like a garage opening or something. A visual one. That would be pretty cool. Double drop coming out here. But you can see this. He has so many units, right? He has like 4 Widow Mines here. He has a tank. He has a bunch of bio units. He has a bunch of bio units down here. He has a double drop going out over here. He does have 1 Marine over here. He has still that Raven hovering over here. He has that extra medevac over here. So this is a very strong army. And this is seen. Now he does not have a 3rd base. And he just goes into his standard upgrade procedures. But if Astrea cannot kill this army cost efficiently, well, he just is going to be forced to make more and more units. But this is when Vindicta just is some of those people who will just pull back and say like, alright, let's fall back. Let's not waste our army. Let's not throw away the units. And let's get another base out. Now he's going to commence with the double drop. He's going to snipe that pylon. That's a pretty big one. Recall is forced here. And that buys a lot of time now. Will he lose that medevac? No, he's gonna get out. Pretty good escape in the end. This medevac also, the one that dropped the Widow Mine from earlier, did join up with the army, so nice unit retention here from Vindicta. He's gonna bring them back. He will not go into that 3rd base though. And that makes this push look weaker and weaker. Now, the more reinforcements we're going to see here for Astrea, the better it's going to be for him. Those Colossi are ravaging that army. Widow Mines shooting at Colossi, something you don't see every day. So the Colossi are going to get poked down. Oh, can he get the last one? The Marauder, it's so close. He does get the kill indeed, but the army is so flimsy at this point. The reinforcements should be able to pick this off. +1 did just complete here. Can Astrea get enough reinforcements though? Remember, these gates were underpowered for a little bit, so the actual whopping in, piking up in money, it's just a little bit too slow. He has to whoop in another more zealots around at the natural base here. Try to evacuate Stalkers inside the prism. The bio army is not being stopped. A lot of medevac healing here, and we do see liberators coming behind this. Vindicta is not falling into the trap of making too many medevacs here. He has a few Vikings even in the mix. He can land them now. The Colossi den has been destroyed, so there's not going to be extra Colossi. He will snipe that prism, so micro potential is going to be lowered. I feel like Vindicta is going to break him here. Most probes have been killed off. He's going for the Stalkers now. He does kill most of the Stalkers. Stalkers are just not good against Marauders. A few more units joining in. The rally is not ending. Vindicta's gonna grab the first victory here. What a game. Surprise, surprise. Vindicta takes the lead against Astrea. Arty pylon. Yeah, that was definitely an untoasted pylon. He unpowered 4 gateways, and I feel like that missing weapon might have been 2 rounds of weapons that missed there. It was just a little bit too much. I mean, you saw the money, right? When the push was hitting at the next push, the follow-up was hitting at the 3rd base, he was floating 1,000 minerals. If you have 10 more zealots, this looks way different. Like, even if it's only 8 zealots, it was 4 gates, maybe 1.5 rounds of warp-ins. But you can delay until you get to the 2nd round of warp-ins in, so that's like 8 more zealots, right? That's so much more. I feel like that pylon snipe really hurt Astrea there in the long run. And the follow-up, the timing, it was just super solid here from Vindicta. But can he do this one more time? Do you think it's better to clean up the medevacs before the marauders? Usually yes, it comes down a lot to how things look. But in general, cleaning up the medevacs, if you can clean them early in the fight, it's way better. If you just whittle down the units, you need to focus fire a lot more, but then also you can be counter-microed, right, by the medevac. So I feel like usually you always want to hit the medevacs, but sometimes you just need to reduce the firepower of your opponent, so that's where you, like, even if you kill all the medevacs, the bio does remain, right? It doesn't... It's a very different or difficult balancing act. In general, it is better to go for the medevacs though. They are the higher value target, they are retainable units, and they will add value over time. Way more than the other units. In the top right, we do have Vindicta, up 1-0 by the way, and in the top left, we do have Astrea. On the grid is our map this time. The issue is, even if you have enough Stalkers to one-shot a Marauder, right, you kind of are forced to focus fire, because if you have too many medevacs, they will just spread out their healing power as well, just as they spread out damage from the Stalkers. But if you focus fire, then the Marauder can be counter-microed into the medevac to dodge the shots. So I feel like, yes, you kind of always want to go for the medevacs if you have the micro to spare. If you have to focus on different things, well then don't go for the medevacs. But if it, like, in my opinion, if your army is big enough, you want to grab like half of the Stalkers, just enough to maybe 1 or 2 volley of medevac, and go for the medevacs. And the rest you just distribute the damage among the standard units. You don't want to, like, you want to make yourself unpredictable in what you're targeting, especially as the Protoss in PvT in this matchup. And people like Hero, for example, they do this. They will spread out damage. They will distribute damage from their Stalkers in like 2 groups or 3 groups sometimes, and just focus fire different things with like smaller groups. And that's got to be so difficult to counteract because there's so much room for error. There's not that much room for error on the side of Hero, right? Like, his units will shoot anyways, even if he doesn't click the correct thing. Maybe he clicks the wrong thing, but it doesn't matter because he will shoot anyways. But if you try to dodge shots or something like that, or counter micro, there's more way or more room for error than on the actual focus firing part. Yeah, feedback the medevac, yeah. Astrea is chilling on top here, doesn't want to go down because he's a little bit afraid of a Reaper, which is not going to come because we did see in a Marine opening here. But Astrea doesn't know that, so he's keeping those probes a little bit safe. Unfortunately, does eat a tiny bit into his potential income, just like 15 minerals, it's not that big. Twilight Council is going to finish up here. We will see Blink again, most likely. I don't expect anything else here. It's just a solid all-around opening for the Protoss player. And there we go. He will run into those Marines though, but it's still going to be fine, only losing a little bit of shield. Oh, that Marine! That's exposed. Needs to get up the ramp. Sometimes it's interesting if you want to storm or feedback medevacs. Oh, that SCV was already damaged from the probe, so it's a nice 2-shot here from that Stalker. Going in here, poking at the Hellion, but the Marines did come for a flank, and he will go for the Stalker first. That's a little bit painful. Can he get the Stalker out? He just killed that Hellion. The Hellion would have been the one that could have secured the kill, but he gets the Stalker out, he loses the Adept. I feel like it's a little bit of a mistake by Astrea losing the Adept. Usually you want to keep all of these units alive, but he kind of salvaged the situation. He kept the high value unit alive for himself, because this one's gonna scale with a blink here in just a moment. The Adept is not. The Adept was only for some vision. But yeah, like you're kind of expecting the Adept to lose out anyways eventually. You know, Medevac coming in here through the middle, but we already see a probe on patrol here. Vision is king. And that Medevac is going to be seen. Astrea should be in position here. He's going to pull a few Stalkers into the main base. I think 4 Stalkers is the number you want to 2-volley a Medevac. Our Phoenix is scouting around here in the map. He's going to see that extra barracks being added on. And he will see this tech lab situation on the starboard. So I hope he does get this correct idea. That it's the same as the last game. Hey, most likely he's gonna go for a Raven. Oh, by the way, this is a deep fall. Boom! Boom! Okay, so this Medevac is like lower than these Stalkers. Look at this. The Stalkers are bigger than the Medevac right now. Didn't even think about this. Blizzard Entertainment. They outsourced the IP, by the way. Yo, Musty, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We are looking at a 1-0 situation here. Vindicta is pushing this with bunkers now. There's no upgrades coming for those Marines. No combat shields, no stim. One of the SCVs did get picked off, but this... Maybe... I don't think so, yeah. Maybe this one bunker is gonna get up, but... He will kill a lot of those Marines. He does not get the Widowmine up into the main base, but he will... get 7 workers here at that 3rd base. The issue is though, this base is still alive. He didn't really kill any Stalker. I mean, let's have a look at the Stalkers lost. It's 0. I think this was a great defense. Really good defense here by Astrea. He does kill the Medevac. Feedback. You said it, shield battery. He did use the click. 0.5 damage. It's still good enough to kill that Medevac in 1 hit there. And Stalkers are going across the map. They're pretty low, but they can still do their blink thing. And they can just lose the shields and just go out. So yeah, if he gets that high ground vision now, he's gonna go up this into the production. There's no tank anchoring this. I feel like Vindicta is about to be dead here in just a moment. He's gonna lose stim, denied. And he's gonna lose a bunch of SCVs. Yeah. This is looking rough for our Terran player here. And Astrea can just do this again. He's gonna recharge the shields. He does lose a few drones now. Probes, excuse me, here too. Those auto turrets. Nice targeting here by Vindicta. Really utilizing those auto turrets to their utmost potential. But in the end, it's just a few workers, and he even lost more workers behind that. And he's not working with 3 bases. But, I mean, Astrea going a little bit greedy, even going up to 4 bases. There's no 3rd command center. You don't need to do this. You can go up the tech tree first. You can go up the production first. He does have the Temple Archives. He does not have Storm yet, though. Should probably start to work on that. He does have the money for it. There's going to be another Medevac trying to throw out a few Widow Mines. This Raven is still here. I mean, where's the High Templar from earlier? There's a pylon in vision range. He does not have Storm on the way. He needs to fix that. I think he thinks he has Storm. There's no Storm. We can see this. There's no Storm on the way. This is a mistake at this point. There's 4 High Templars. They're stacking energy. One is already at 200. He does not have Storm. You might lose an engagement because of that. There's not that much though from Vindicta. He's really, really, really dead. If he can join up these forces, maybe. But honestly, I don't even think so. Finally, we're gonna see Storm here, chrono boosting that out as fast as possible. If he can get this Storm in time, well, then it's gonna be an easy cleanup. There's nothing to counteract this. The stim was hugely delayed, so the Storm has a little bit more of a chance to get out. It's halfway done. He needs to chrono boost this again. Widowmine's trying to drop here. Are gonna settle for only nothing. They're gonna get picked up again. And at the same time, we do see the push coming in at the 4th base. But Astrea is just like, all right, let's get into your phase. He's gonna recall now. He needs to chrono boost this again. He's gonna do this, and this will work out. Widow Mines now inside the main. This time they will connect here. Pretty solid 17 probes in total going down here. Of course, some here at that third base as well. These engagements haven't been looking that hot from Astrea, but in the end he will be able to defend. Oh, I think he just lost a Warp Prism or something. Yeah, he lost a Warp Prism. That's unfortunate. Might have been even fully loaded with Zealots. Not sure. Ghost Economy on the way here. This is just a difficult situation. Oh, he will lose his Stalker and 2 probes. Whoa. That was a nice last second Widowmine cloak shot there. That Raven is still alive. This medevac is so feedback dead. These Zealots are going to scout this army. That's going to be nice for Astrea. He will run in with this army. But a scan is in position here. This observer sees everything. He's already long distance mining from the third, even though there's no command center even close to go over there. The army is just so big here. We need to see some storms connect finally on those. We do see the storms now here in the lower area, but this high area also, we do have a Colossi. There's those Widow Mines, man. They're just seeing the army, and he knows about the mines. He could storm them. He could like run a Zealot there and just clear them. Oh no! He's just gonna run the Zealots in like that and gonna eat a bunch of damage. Now we do see the anti-armor missile. This is difficult. Pylon is gonna get sniped, so the vision will be reduced here to the north. I mean, don't get me wrong, Vindicta is still working with 2 bases, but he has a massive army. If he can get the perfect engagement, he does have a few ghosts now, but there's still a lot of storms stacked up. Nice force fields to block off the ramp here. Can Astrea make this hold, though? He's kind of... Oh, only whopping in Stalkers here, not sure about this one. He's kind of spread out a little bit thin here. He does have some more units coming in from the bottom side. But all of the AoE has been evaporated. Now, is he gonna go? Oh, there we see one more storm. That might have been the key storm here. He can go for these units. He does have +2, which is just finish up here. Another EMP, though. Archon. Can it finish up? Yes, it's gonna kill a couple of Marines. This is actually very impactful. That Archon killing, just reducing the firepower. Oh my god, a landed Viking against Stalkers. Oh, he will win the fight, though. But we do have more Stalkers here on the left. Can he stay alive? Or is Astrea potentially be eliminated here in this round against Vindicta? I feel like the Stalker number should be high enough. He still has a bunch of probes. He can work with those. He can still pull more probes. But he's only warping in Stalkers. Is this maybe just too simple? Is he making this too simple? I mean, there's nothing going on here for Vindicta on the other side. We see the main base is relocated right now. He does not have enough mining going on. The army is going down in supply. We are slowing down. The potential for Vindicta is slowing down. He only has 1 medevac left with this group. See, this is where this medevac sniping has really been paying off. This army cannot get healed up. And he just needs to fall back. He needs to wait for the extra medevacs. They're pretty slow. Production time is very long as well on those. One of the additional difference to Marauders against medevacs, and we do see High Templars stacked up on energy. Nice storm here. He's gonna hit a bunch of that bio. Very low now at this point. 1 medevac trying to drop a Widow Mine. Not sure if this is really what we need to do here right now, Vindicta. The Widow Mine is gonna connect. Hey, 3 probes, but we will see most likely another storm here. There's more storms stacked up in these High Templars here. We do see another Colossi in the mix as well. And if Astrea decides to push, well, he will shove. He's gonna disarm the Widow Mine, and then he's gonna go in. He's gonna go in. No, he's actually just got a poke here. But yeah, Vindicta has to call it. Astrea will grab the victory for himself. Pretty well done. Very well done here. Would love to see a prism for hiding High Templars. Yeah. He had a prism, but he was like so on edge. Like he lost the prism in the main base, right? And he was then so on edge that he needed every production cycle for anything that could deal AoE damage, and I was just Colossus in that instance. I mean, he didn't even warp in Templars because he knew even like 1 storm wouldn't be enough. So he only warped in Stalkers and tried to make Colossi. Stalker Colossi, Stalker Colossi. He lost power to the second Robo, so it was limited in the production as well. Total brute war wipes, no battery. Yeah, no shield battery actually. That's a good point. He didn't make any batteries. I haven't seen any battery at all from him in this whole series, I think. Yeah, there's always a counteract. If you go for the Medivac snipes, then you'll be nice with your High Templars, and then the dudes with the EMPs are pretty strong again. If you drop a cannon, usually Astrea is one of those people who does get those static defenses, so I'm a little bit surprised that he doesn't in this series. Now Tokamak is gonna be the next map here. I mean, that would have been like one cannon might have been the trick against those one Widowmine drops, right? Get the cannon and maybe a quick pull on the probes, and then you get all of the Widowmines every time. And if it's like single mines being dropped. Tokamak is gonna be the last map in this series here. We're looking at a 1-1 situation so far. We have seen nothing but action between these two. What is this map gonna deliver to us? In the top right position, we do have Vindicta playing for Platinum Heroes, and in the bottom left we do have Astrea, and Astrea is teamless currently. I'm correct. This map is kind of interesting because you can destroy minerals on this map. You have these cooling towers and you can collapse them. They will spawn right here and I think right here. So you will kill these 4 blue mineral patches, and there's the same on the mirrors side here. So this is kind of funny. This is very funny. I haven't seen this in play at all yet. But it like might come into action in like a super epic game. You never know. And the probe is gonna circle around here in the main base of the Vindicta and try to delay that command center. But I mean, there's already 3 SCVs here on the chase. One is gonna be for scouting, one is gonna be for the command center, one is gonna be to chase that probe. And 2 do use their fusion cutter, pretty sure that's how it's called, the fusion cutter, to cut open the probe's belly. The probe doesn't mind because it only is made out of mechanical parts. I wonder how the Protoss, do they have screws, or is this all like, I don't know, wielded or something? How does this Protoss mechanic look like? Do they still use the cogwheel? I don't think so. I mean, it deals with auto turret, as you say. It doesn't really do it that much if you drop 2 auto turrets, and you saw how Vindicta was using them. He was targeting with the auto turrets, so it doesn't really help that much. You kind of need a shield battery and a cannon to just no-brain auto turret defense. And even then you might lose 1 or 2 probes, because the DPS is just a little bit too high from that turret. Stargate this time. That's a new one. Love to see it here. A little bit of a switch up. And that's something that Vindicta would love to see, because that's going to be an Oracle in his face very soon. And that's going to be an overcharged Oracle. Maybe even. And an overcharged Oracle can do a lot of things. Like, it's a very underestimated power to the Oracle. If you have a fully charged Oracle, you can throw down double stasis and you can turn on and turn off 2 times with the pulsar beam. So you have a lot of potential to deal damage and disrupt mining and everything, like circulation in Terran base. So I really like these openings, especially in this matchup. I feel like it's really cool. And then he's just gonna go into the Twilight follow-up. I think we're stopping at 1 Oracle here, I want to say. And he will overcharge this. Will he overcharge? Oh, he runs through the Hellion though and the Reaper. Now he's gonna turn on the Oracle and I think he's gonna overcharge this one. There we go. But he already turned it on once. Nonetheless, when he's gonna hit, he's gonna be still at around 150 mana, but this is an issue. Now, will he get distracted by this monster energy sign? Or maybe he just comes in from the right angle. Oh, no. Whoa! He noticed. He could kill this. He could reveal and kill. Oh, I guess you can't really kill it. But he doesn't notice. They might just throw down a reveal. I want to see a stasis trap down here. I want to see a stasis trap down here. He has them. And he's going to go for this. Yeah, that's great. You could even place one here and one here. So you're like fully stasis trapped. I love to see stuff like this. That's how you use your oracles. Smart, smart man, in my opinion. It's all about buying time for the Protoss. If you can like buy enough time, if a Protoss buys enough time to get his 2/2 up and get his Mass Charge Lord Archon, or not Archon, but High Templar composition going, and have 4 bases behind that, and have like 12 gates, then you are so tough to break. Now this is something he just saw here with that Marine, and he should notice that this trap is not in a correct location. As you can see, most of the army will pass by. Oh, maybe this is the perfect trap though. It just lets the Scouting Marine pass, but it might grab the army. Now he did get a reveal here. He does see the state of things. He sees this is 3 barracks and the starboard is already switching over. We've seen this, by the way, a lot of times. This is a normal way to play this now as the Terran players, where they will use a big building circle, kind of half moon formation, against those Stalker roll-ins. Excuse me for a second here, I need to grab freaking allergies are going wild again. Alrighty. Okay, so Astrea working on his Storm. He's still very gateway light. He's adding 3 more right now. He's only sitting at 3 at this point, so he will be up to 6. It's still quite light for 3 bases. You want to be up to 8 gates as fast as possible, possibly even 10. But of course you want to go into the 4th base first. Now this might be a tiny bit greedy because this is a 5-frag setup on 2 bases again from Vindicta. He's going to have a very powerful timing again. And he will try to utilize that. Now, Stasis Wards needs to be renewed. You need to delay this. And I think he still has the Oracle, right? Did he lose it? No, it's still here. It needs to get overcharged again. He's probably waiting for some energy right now. But he needs to lay down the stasis traps again. He's actually just gonna use this for some scouting maybe. He's gonna circumvent the army. He can try to get into the base. We see that Raven, by the way, again. Do we have any static D this time? It doesn't seem like that's the way. Oh, there's the first shield battery. Oh, he finds the Viking. That's pretty good. He catches the Viking. That's the first out of many. And he will... Oh, the Oracle will just not see this, huh? Yes. So apparently Astrea is playing with Wydra. You're right, Wydra announce pack. I love the Wydra one. Who is boss here? Now this is gonna be an issue though. He did not see this medevac drop. And he was all the way up in the corner. Now he does have a Storm. He's gonna throw down the Storm and a feedback here. Raven is fully obsolete. Pretty good decision in my opinion. And the Zealots are trying to get this done, but they don't have charge yet. So they're actually super weak. Now this army shouldn't get anything done here. But actually... that charge missing is a big deal, and the army's in position. He does snipe the Raven. That's a good snipe though on the tail end of that. Can he clear down this army before this Nexus dies? Even the Reaper joining in on this location. Was there a Reaper? Now he will lose the base. So in the end, it's a good sequence here for Vindicta. He does accomplish a goal. He does grab the base, even though he loses the main army, or the army in the main. He does win on this front, and that's all you need sometimes as a Terran. You need your goals to be achievable, and yeah, it's a very kind of, you know, it's like a super real thing to say. Your goals need to be achievable. Now Vindicta will get surrounded, he will get flanked. There's a big flank, but it's kind of hung up on those reinforcements right now. Most of these zealots did just use that charge. They're not coming in for another flank. They're just trying to go for more reinforcement interceptions. This army is not in position to kill anything at this point. Oracle needs to be careful. You never want to lose this one. You just ideally keep this alive all game long until you run it into a widow mine. A little bit unfortunate. Zealots are walking across, and this is exposed. It's only 2 siege tanks, a couple of mines. Can he pick up the tanks? He's trying to go for some evacuation, but in the end he even loses the medevac. Did this guy kill a High Templar? Might have done. Might have gotten one shot down on a HT. But in the end, man, Astrea is retaking another base here. He's probably going to double expand here. He has a probe in location. He's missing the money right now. He needs to be a little bit careful that he doesn't overspend. He does have a lot of workers, but this time it's not a 2-base all-in. It's a 3rd base here for Vindicta, so he's playing a longer game, and he just is looking to trade. Now that kill on the 4th base definitely did lift him into a very good position. But he needs to be a little bit defensive now. He spent a lot of units to get economic damage and get basically onto a solid timing with his upgrades and everything. Now we do see already the +1 about to finish up here for Astrea, and only 1-1 on the way for Vindicta, but he already has the ghosts. He has the next step to his army, and on the other side we just see the Colossus being added in right now, and Astrea is kind of lacking the money. He needs to get that extra income. He needs to get the extra base up. He is working on 4 bases now, but the main is about to run dry here. As you can see, this is not really big income at this time. He does have a lot of probes though, so it's not that terrible. But he needs to get that extra AoE out. He needs to get the extra production. Robo facility number 2 coming online here. Zealot tried to chase a ghost, but does get sniped by the rest of these forces. And Liberator is gonna get sniped. So far, Astrea's defense is looking solid and sound. He did lose that base once, but it's fine. He did crush the army afterwards, and he crushed the most valuable units. He killed some of the medevacs, he killed tanks, he killed widow mines, he killed the liberators, so yeah. That's pretty much what you want to kill. You can trade against Bio all day long. It's a nice timing on those units, but they are not enough in number to cancel this base, unfortunately. But it's a good scout. He will grab a few more units and try to go on top of that. That ghost is exposed. He's walking the long way. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is an issue. Astrea is gonna find this. He will catch a medevac. Oh, he's trying to catch the ghost, but the ghost whiffs the EMP. It's one stalker. It's kind of funny. But Astrea is trying to push in here. 2 sides at the same time. He has such a big army right now, and Vindicta is losing on both fronts. I feel like the writing's on the wall. Even though most of the AoE is gone down, we still have a lot of High Templars here, and GG has to be called. Astrea just overruns Vindicta, and this looked like it wasn't even close. Man, what a game. What a series. Pretty well played by Vindicta. I feel like he almost had this one in the pocket, and then unfortunately he let it slip away. Good for Astrea though, of course, managing to pull up the win here. He will run into Cure next, and I feel like we're just gonna stick with this series.